Hi, this is CHARMS. This is my first video in YouTube and I'm running a small business in Instagram. I'm making clay charms. If you are interested, do follow me on Instagram. And if you are an interested person like me in making creative arts like using clay, and if you do not know what are the products that are used for making clay, this is the right video for you. I have given the product link in the description. Do check out. I'm not that organized person, but I always keep my things like this so that it would be easy for me just to do my work. These are the things we are going to see in this video. So the first tool is dotting tool. As you can see in this video, there are 5 tools in this. I bought this in a nearby store, but you can just get it online. In this dotting tool, one head will be bigger one and the other one will be smaller one. And the next one is a cutting knife. This one is very useful if you are going to make a minute or small details for your clay charms. If you are making a small mouth or an eye, then it is going to be very useful. Mine is little bit rusted, that's why I'm changing it right now. Don't worry, they will give extra spares also. Using the blade that is given, you can just change it easily like shown in the video. As I said, this is very handy. This is also very dangerous tool because it can just hurt you easily. They are very sharp, so just be careful while using these kinds of tools. Sharp tools, always be aware of it. And the next tool I am going to show you is also a blade, but this one does not have any handle like that, so you need to use your bare hands. Just be careful while using these kinds of blades. As I said earlier, these are very sharp, and for me itself I have got a lot of cuts because of these blades, but they are very useful while cutting a huge piece of clay, and they are very easy to use also, but be careful. And the next tool is pliers. Pliers are very important as well as they are very useful for making the final part of the jewelry work. During the initial stages, for me it was very difficult to use these kinds of tools, so I learned from my father. He used to help me a lot in doing these kinds of works. And the next one is paint brushes. I generally don't require using paint brushes because I just mix the clay with the paint, but sometimes it will be useful for giving a blush effect on the clay charms. You can also use these kinds of brushes just to paint the clay on top of it if you require. These are the types of brushes I generally prefer to use. And the next one are sticks, which will be available at your household itself. You can use this just to dry the clay charm after completing it. I will just hang in the charms after just spray painting it, so that it will not get spoiled that easily and I can just take it wherever I want. Now we are moving on to the next part, which is the jewelry kit, and I have a lot of things in this. Let me show you one by one so that you can understand what are the things that are being used and what is required for you. The first one are pearls and mirrors. I use them for making dream catchers and other works. If you want to know what are the works I have done, just do check out in the Instagram. You can know what are the things I have made out of this. And the next one is mirrors and bells. These are not required in the initial stages of your small business or clay making. If you want, you can just buy them. And the next one is keychain holders. These are available in Amazon as well as in Flipkart. You can get in great deals. I'm showing gold one and silver one. I also wanted to buy a rose gold one. And these are jump rings. There are varieties of jump rings. You can buy a bigger one or smaller one. This is a gold jump ring, and this one is a bronze jump ring. I always buy different varieties of jump rings because they are very useful. This one is bigger jump ring and this is a smaller jump ring of silver. And the next one is eye pins. Eye pins are very essential no matter what you are going to make. If it is a kind of a jewelry or an accessory, then you require eye pins. This is a silver eye pin and this is a gold eye pin, and then I'm having a bronze eye pin also. You can make the accessories using a plier. And then the next one we are going to see is the ear loops. Using these you can make earring that is hanging out. If you want to make something that is unique, then you can buy these. I have gold and silver one in this kind. And the next we are going to see is and lobster hooks. These hooks are very essential if you are going to make a chain or a bracelet. These are silver hooks. and you can just buy them in online as well as in retail shops. Along with these, you need to buy chains also for making bracelets as well as neck piece. This is a lobster hook. As you can see, they are very useful for making bracelets. They look fancy, that's why I buy them. And finally, we are going to see eye pins and studs. They are not much essential, but studs are very much essential if you are going to make earring out of it. You can make small and cute charms with the help of these studs. They look very beautiful. And the next we are going to see is clay cutters. These clay cutters are very much useful if you are just going to make a definite shape. Here I am showing a combo of tools as well as clay cutters. This has dotting tools as well as shaping tools. If you want to know briefly about it, you can just check out my Instagram page where I uploaded a video regarding this. That will be useful for you. These clay cutters will not put a hole on your budget because they are very cheap. Let me show you one of the clay cutter. This is a star clay cutter and they are very handy too. Now we are moving to the next one, which is paint. Here I am showing Camlin Fabrica paint. These are good quality paints. I always buy different shades of paints because I don't want to add two different colors and then mix them to bring a unique color. In the beginning, it is not essential to buy all these kinds of paint. Just buy few colors of paint like white, black, or the basic colors like yellow, red, green. These are very much useful for you. And now we are moving to the next one, which is painting palettes. You can also use waste boxes available in your households. And the next is cotton buds as well as moisturizer. If you want to know the reason why I am showing, just comment down. And here you are seeing alphabet clay cutters as well as piping bags. These alphabet clay cutters, I just bought them on Instagram. If you want them, just DM me on Instagram so that I can send their page. And these piping bags, if you want to know why I am just showing it, just check out my Instagram page. Using piping bags, I make cake mirrors as well as cake boxes. And the next is also a paint. In this there is gold glitters as well as silver glitter paint available. I bought them only for that purpose and they are little bit watery. The consistency is not quite good with the clay. And the next one is adhesives. You can find various varieties and brands of adhesives in online. I use Fevicol and Fevikwik. There are even stronger adhesives, but they are pretty much costly, so you need to buy a good quality one. Here are few I use, and this is one of the adhesive that I use to attach jewelry part to the clay. They are pretty cheap as well as they are very strong. And I also buy fabric glues for experimenting with other things. I will also buy Fevikwik and Fevicol always in a smaller quantity so that once the bigger one gets over, I can use them as a backup. And the next thing we are going to see is a spray paint bottle. This is the final touch for the clay charms that I make. After spraying this, the end product will be ready. And they are very strong. They will not break easily. Even if you throw them away, they will be as strong as rock. If you want to know more tips and tricks to make clay charms, as well as if you want to know what are the things I make, or if you want to order from me, then do subscribe my YouTube channel as well as do follow me on Instagram and like this video if you really want to see more updates on this. Thank you and have a nice day.